Hello, how are things? How are you getting on? How are you? It's that time of the year. It's not Christmas. It's even better. It's nearly the start of the Premier League. No more boring weekends. We are back, baby.
We are back, baby. We are fucking back. We're back. Classic. We are back. We are back.
And so that means now is the best time to do the 2025-2026 Premier League predictions. The whole table, 20-1. Who's getting relegated, who's floundering in the middle, and who's winning the whole damn thing. So no more time wasting. Let's get straight into it. Number 20 for me is got to be Burnley. Burnley have just got promoted with Scott Parker, the man who got relegated with Fulham twice, brought up Bournemouth and then said that they were unequipped to stay in the league and then got sacked. And Bournemouth haven't got relegated since then. And I think he's going to do the exact same thing now with Burnley. Looking at who they've signed here, there's nobody all that impressive, to be honest. Kyle Walker, Axel Tuanzebe, more so just saying his name because I recognise it. He came from United at some stage. Bashir Humphries from Chelsea, I think he'll be one of their best players, goes without saying really. But I just don't think they've got enough. When I compare it to what the other promoted teams have done, when I compare it to the Premier League teams in the league already, I don't think Burnley have enough. I think the only way that they could stay up is if they brought back in Sean Dyche. But I don't even think that would work, to be honest. I don't think it's going to happen. Parker, yes, he's a sexy man. He might have played some sexy soccer last year. But for me, not going down. Number 19, and I hate to say it, but it's Leeds. They've spent a bit of money, in fairness. They brought in Sean Longshaft. Few other players here, but no real name stands out to me too much. Anton Stach, he's cost the most, so that's why I said I give him a shout out. But I just don't think, again, comparing Leeds to all the other Premier League teams, as well as a few other teams that spent big once they've come up, I would love for Leeds to stay in the Premier League, honestly. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think the manager is going to get sacked again. Sure, they were on about sacking the manager before the season even started. He won them the championship, and then a week later, they were like, I don't know about this guy. Like, in fairness, yeah, he won us the championship, but like, is he any good? Cuckoo. So that's for me, Leeds are 19th. Now, let's break the trend. Not Sunderland, but it's obviously Brentford. No, obviously it's not Brentford, it's Wolves. Now, to be honest, I was going to have Brentford in 18th, considering that they lost in Bueno. And who knows what else they're going to lose before the season starts. Norgard as well, they lost him to the mighty Arsenal. But looking at who Wolves have lost, Cunha and Aonori. And for their summer transfer business, there's no one here all that impressive they brought in. They've signed Strand Larsen to a full-time contract. But the rest of them, there's no other real forward here. They have a few wingers. They have a few young fellas. They also lost Joe Hodgepodge, which will make all the difference. But yeah, no, I don't think Wolves have enough. I think, I do like the manager. I think he came in and he played well last year. Especially when they beat Man United 2-0. Because United are shite. But they haven't replaced the goals they're going to get from Cunha. They haven't replaced the wing play and the assists and stuff they got from Aonori. They've lost too much. They replaced it with fuck all. Wolves are going back down. That will be the last we see of Jorge Mendes FC in the Premier League for at least a year. So that means 17th. Way! Sunderland are staying up. Black Cats. There's a couple of reasons why I think Sunderland are going to stay up. Reason number 1, I really want them to stay up. Reason number 2, they have made some moves in the transfer market. Enzo Lafitte made permanent. They signed a midfielder from Strasbourg for 30 fucking million. Mental. Adingra from Brighton, I think he'll be a fantastic signing. Granit Xhaka, I think as well. There's no way a team with Granit Xhaka is going to get relegated. That is improbable. Yes, they lost Bellingham. I don't care. I have a dream. I want Sunderland to stay up. Plus as well, they're a bit of a Chelsea. They got all these young players they bought over the last few years and they're all just getting better and better. So I think they're going to step up. Again, Xhaka and all these other players just bringing the extra experience. Brought in Alan Brown last year for the experience. Brought in Granit Xhaka this year for the experience. Who's going to come in next year? I thought I'd have a funny answer to that question, but I actually don't. Anyway, fuck that. Number 16, Brentford. Brentford are going to fall to shit. Lost their manager. Lost in Mbeumo. Lost their captain Norgard. It's not looking good, bruv. As much as I would love to see Keith Andrews and Kelleher do well, I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're really going to struggle. I was debating now where they're going to land. This kind of section here now, 12th to 16th, is very interchangeable. I spent seconds upon seconds thinking hard about this part of my list, about who was going to finish where, and I came to the conclusion after a good 30-40 seconds. A, kind of lost interest, and B, I think Brentford, they're going to finish 16th. They're going to have a woeful collapse. Don't think they'll be bad enough to go down, but I do think they'll have a bad time. Oh yeah, and they signed Jordan Henderson. Next up then in 15th is Everton.
Lad, how are you going to say we're going to finish 15th? We've got a brand new stadium. We've got David Moyes back. Signed some big fucking striker called Barry. Fucking.
That was the perfect. Neil Maupay was at Everton. Well, he was. He's gone now. But yeah, I think Kieran Dewsbury Hall, he got signed recently. He's going to be a fantastic addition. Big fan of him. I hope the best for Kieran Dewsbury Hall. And this big fucker Barry. You can't sign a big African American striker called Barry and then not to go poorly. Well, it'll either go very, very poorly, as in like 3 goals in 35 games, or else he's going to smash it. Well, maybe not smash it, but do better than Brentford and Sunderland anyway. That's where I think they're going to finish. Even David Moyes, he came out and said that they haven't got a lot of the players that they've gone for. He brought a bit of a lift back to the club and stuff when he came back, but it's a nostalgia trip. Nostalgia is never as good. Once the smell dies down, once the old crusty old man smell of David Moyes dies down, they're going to finish 15th. 14th place then is Crystal Palace. It's a small drop from when they finished last year in 12th place, but look, between the Conference League, I think that would knock them a small bit. They haven't done a whole lot in the transfer window to be completely honest with you. They signed some fella, Walter Benitez. Walter and Benitez are 2 very strange names I would never put together for somebody. It's like Sean Gonzalez. So I think, yeah, they'll be middling. I don't see them really falling apart. I think like Sarr and a few other players they brought in recently, and that Esse fella will come along a small bit, but I don't see much happening with Palace. It's one of those clubs that, like, I suppose last season is the contradiction, but they never really do fucking anything. And you can't even do this to them anymore, because one, Jamie Vardy is no longer in the league, and the Premier League and FA are absolute pussies now when it comes to celebrating goals and that kind of crack. That's part of the reason why I think they're going to finish 14th. 13th then is Bournemouth. Bournemouth's defence has just been completely fucked. You'd think it was Bonnie Blue. They brought in a fantastic goalkeeper, Petrovic, so that should cover over the cracks from the previous Chelsea goalkeeper that they had. But besides that, they lost quite a few players. I think their defence has just been sliced and diced. Like a stage of season there last year where they were fantastic and they're flying it. I think when they bet like Newcastle 4-1 or something. But the fairy tale's over. Back down to 13th. They only finished 10th anyway last year, to be fair to them. So the second half of the season, really, they were kind of not relegation form, but like 14th, 15th. So I think now 13th, another very uneventful club. The last thing I remember about Bournemouth being eventful is that was where the Saliba chant started. So for that, Bournemouth, fuck yeah. 12th place then, I have West Ham. This is a lot to do with the fact that I like Graham Potter a lot. Yes, they got rid of Mohamed Kudus, but to be fair, he didn't do a whole lot last year. They brought in Callum Wilson, which, Jesus Christ. Besides that, not a whole lot of other business. Kyle Walker-Peters, he was promising at one stage. Hopefully he still is promising. Jose Mourinho probably still doesn't like his name because it's too long to pronounce. And some other guy, El Hajj Malik Diouf, says it all really, but I think they've gone to more 5 at the back. I have a lot of faith in Graham Potter, so I think they'll be okay. I'm going to put them 12th. Again, they're 12th because Bournemouth, Brentford, these other teams I think are just going to slip more than West Ham are going to slip. There'll be less slippage. No nip slips from Graham Potter, but we can still dream. 11th is another irrelevant club, Fulham. The best thing about Fulham is that they take the Chelsea rejects that still want to live in London, so fair play to them for that. Their signing so far is a random goalkeeper for $500,000. Need I say any more about how irrelevant Fulham are? They finished 11th last year. They're going to finish 11th again by my calculations. Moving on, no one gives a shit about Fulham. One other thing about Fulham. When I was younger, their crest confused the living daylights out of me. I had no idea what the fuck this was. I didn't realise it was like the F and C sideways. Like, I was like, what? My 12 and 13-year-old brain was like, what is this ancient Egyptian Greek mythology thing? But it's just a shit design. 10th is Forest. I would love for Forest to get relegated just so their owner can fuck off. That's not going to happen. I do like Sell and a few of the other players. Ola Aina, who once played for Chelsea. Bet you didn't know that. Played is a strong word. He was on the books at one stage. They've lost, obviously, Elanga. Rhythm is a dancer, Anthony Elanga. They are finishing 10th next year. Fuck, that fell off a cliff. They've signed some random fella called Dan Indai from Bologna for a bit of money. And then 2 random Brazilian fellas as well. Oh, hang on a second. The Irish centre-back, Andrew Omobamidele. The Irish centre-back, Omobamidele, got that in one take, has been bought by Strasbourg. That'd be fantastic. Oh, imagine if he ended up at Chelsea after a while. That'd be class. But yeah, he's actually left as well. So I think that's what's going to happen with Forest. Like, they flew too high to the sky last year. Think they're going to have a bit of a dip this year. Release. This is West Ham. I can't really do a arrested thing from this angle, but free Gibbs White from this hostage situation that he is in. That video about the new contract extension. Yes, Mr. Owner, thanks for having so much faith in me. You're great and you're really sexy and you've such big biceps and help me. I don't know what player is going to play to his full potential when he's got a gun cocked to his back the whole time. But according to my analysis here, they're finishing 10th, so not very well, I'm going to say. 9th place, another purely irrelevant club in Brighton. So Brighton. They're always thereabouts. They're always just floundering around the place. They haven't been fleeced yet for any players, which is a first in a while, I'd say. And they brought in a nice few players. Now, I think everyone's kind of copped on to Brighton's model because some of these transfers here, like a forward here for Costelos for near £30 million. So that's like €35 million. Maxime Du Cooper, he was €20 million, £17.5 million. Tom Watson from Sunderland. So look, Brighton are there. They're thereabouts. They're not going to be in that block I mentioned from 12th to 16th. I think 9th, 10th, 11th, they'll be thereabouts. But I think when you see the rest of the clubs now that I've left, I don't think they're going to finish above any more of them. This is where it gets juicy. 8th place is Manchester United. Now, for any Man United fans out there, don't go mad at me. Listen to my rationale. You finished in the middle of fucking nowhere last year. You finished 8th the year before. You finished 8th a few years ago with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So lads, I think a 7th place jump up is a pretty damn good assessment for you. You brought in a few signings. Look, I even think 8th might be a bit ambitious. I think maybe 9th or 10th, but I'm going to say 8th because I expect Forest to fall. I expect Brighton to level out. And I expect United to go up a small bit. So 8th place, if you're expecting any more than that, you are in cuckoo land.
Is living in cuckoo land.
No more dinner ladies for you. 7th place then, we have what do you think is shit? Tottenham. Thank you. Yes, Spurs, they're in 7th, and here are my reasons why. 10 spots, you're jumping up in the league. This would be one of the biggest bounce backs of all time. But let me tell you why. Thomas Frank is a very good manager, and I think he'll have a very good system in place there. Kudos is a fantastic signing. Maddison just came off on a stretcher there the other day, and I think Kudos, listen to my heart. You can hear Spurs inside there. That kind of shit, I think he's going to do well for his first season at least anyway. And Brendan Johnson is going to play a lot more. Kulusevski's going to play a lot more. Son is out the door. Don't have to rely on that poor old man trying to run up and down the wings anymore. Have I got a 4th point? Tell is going to be settled in more after his permanent move from Bayern Munich. Why in the name of Christ has he going to Spurs? I think 7th. That's a serious jump up. We have Champions League as well, so I have to contend for that too. I think 7th is a good spot for Spurs. In 6th place is Newcastle. Hello. Just want to cut in and say as well that I think Isak is going to stay at Newcastle. I don't think Liverpool are going to put in the bid that Newcastle want. I think they might pass a few weeks where Isak doesn't play for Newcastle. But I think come the 3rd or 4th game of the season, he'll be back. He'll be playing for Newcastle. He'll be gone next year, fair enough. But I don't see at this stage that Isak is going to leave. So I just wanted to give that beat by beat update and say this in this video. What the fuck Ramsdale's going to do to help? Nothing. His dad might bring the vibes a small bit, be out partying around Newcastle at night. But that won't help them push up the table anymore. I'm sorry, Mr. Ramsdale. You're a bit weird. So yeah, Newcastle 6th. 5th place, Aston Villa. Watkins is just going to keep consistent. Jacob Ramsey's going to get better. Morgan Rogers, Tielemans, they're all just getting better and better. Maatsen, I think, will come to the team a little bit more. At some stage, Digne has to have a dip in form. But I think, look, they're a fairly sound package. I think it's a good place to put them. They're not going to push up much more. They always have some bit of a floundering part of their season. So I think that's a pretty sound assessment from myself. I know that they're getting a bit of a bumming from PSR and then they sold the women's teams to themselves. Oh, how original. I don't see Spurs jumping up past them. I absolutely do not see Brighton jumping up past them. Don't even think about United jumping up past them. So yeah, I'm going to have Villa finishing 5th. It is what it is. They're the best of the rest, as I would call it. Now, this is where it gets mighty interesting. 4th place is Arsenal. I can feel the rage. Let me explain. Gyökeres came in. He's not done it in England yet. At the top level, I don't give a fuck about the championship. Would you have been happy if Mitrovic came in just because he had a class season in the championship? Don't even talk to me about the 2nd division. Yes, he did it for Sporting in Portugal, but for Christ's sake, man, Nunes done it. I just don't see it. I think they've been going and going and going, and at some stage they have to dip, and I think now they're going to start to dip. Look, they finished with 74 points last year. I think Arsenal could still finish on 74 points this year, if I'm being completely honest. Firstly, because that was a piss poor number of points to finish up with in 2nd place. I mean, City were 3 points off them at the end. So look, it might sound like a big drop from 2nd to 4th, but again, it's not really. And secondly, I still think they'll finish on 78 points. I think they could be up there. They could definitely be pushing there. But Arsenal, look, 4th, but I'm not saying they're going to regress down. I still think they're going to finish with mid-70, high 70 points. In 3rd place, it is Liverpool. 2nd season syndrome. They've made huge changes to their team. The 2 cornerbacks, the boys up front, all these signs have come in. Oh yes, they're fantastic. Etikita, and Wirtz and whoever else. But they all have to gel and mesh. This is the most change we've seen in a Liverpool team in a long time. I know they just had a complete revamp of their midfield a few years ago, but the backline stayed the same. The front three stayed the same. So I think now there's changes everywhere. I don't know, boy. I just don't think. Again, they finished on 84 points. They could still finish around the same number of points this year. And sorry, Salah and Van Dijk just got the last big contracts of their careers. They are going to be taking it well handy. So yeah, that's my thoughts. So in 2nd place is Manchester City. So that means Chelsea. Anyway, fuck's sake. Yeah, that'll do. So I recorded that part before the news of Caldwell getting injured. I just want to update and say we're fucked. But for the sake of editing, let's go back to the video. Oh yeah, sorry, 2nd place, Man City. Alt-Nouri and a heap of other random fellas I've never watched. Kirky, Reindeers, they've signed all these players. I think they're all going to help the team. I think, well, this is my honest opinion. Pep Guardiola has got back with his missus. That's why I think something a bit loopy and had him all scratching himself like a weird cat last year. He's back with a woman. His head's back in the straight and narrow. Behind every good man is a woman. Ain't that right? Bullshit. But anyway, if you signed a prenup, then absolutely behind every good man is a good woman. But yeah, gonna come on leaps and bounds. 71 points last year. Hilariously bad first 2/3, 3/5 of the season. I think they're going to be pushing quite high, close to 90 points, maybe mid-80s or something. But Chelsea are going to win the Premier League. I said this already in another video. You shouldn't be surprised. Another year with Maresca, everyone's learning the system. Palmer now knows what he needs to do and how to best play off people. João Pedro is like Nicholas Jackson if Nicholas Jackson wasn't shit. Link-up play is going to be fantastic. Palmer's going to be like, oh my god, this is great. All these young players are all getting better. Enzo Fernandez didn't have the best first third of a season last year. He's flying it now. Reece James is going to be back. And I bet you've all forgotten how good Reece James was when he was flying fit. As a team on paper, are they the best? Yes. No, I'm joking, we're not. I would say maybe either Arsenal or Liverpool are the best on paper. For a whole cohesion, maybe Arsenal. Different names on a sheet of paper or an iPad or mobile phone or Game Boy. But I just think Chelsea as a team, what they've done, I think we're going to fly it. We've got so much squad depth. I, to a certain degree, hate squad depth. But I think for one season, to give everyone a good push. This is the first time, lads, we've had the same manager as the last season since Tuchel. And Tuchel was fucked out the door pretty quickly. So realistically, it's the first time since Lampard that things have been stable going into a new season. That's all Chelsea need, is a bit of stability. But yeah, that's it guys. That is 1 to 20 what I expect the Premier League to turn out as this year. Tell me how wrong I am about Chelsea winning it. Tell me how wrong I am about Brentford coming 16th. Please discuss, let me know. That's about it. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe. All the best. Good luck to you.